What's up, guys? Josh Pate here from 247sports.com, joined now by Director of Recruiting, Steve Wiltfong. Steve, it seems like not a lot's going on, but behind the scenes, that's not necessarily the case. And I want to start by asking you, what is the very latest with four-star quarterback Garrett Nussmeier?
Garrett Nussmeier is targeted an April 18th decision for quite some time, and that's fast approaching as it'll be here on Saturday. But he wanted to commit with his family in private this past weekend on Easter Sunday. I talked to him on Monday, and he wasn't able to do that. His mind isn't completely made up, but he still didn't rule out a decision on April 18th. He wanted to take some more visits this spring, Josh. I know Miami was a place he wanted to get to. He has a good relationship with Coach Lashley down there from his time at SMU. Texas is another program. He's had a long-standing relationship with Coach Yursich. But LSU's the program in the driver's seat. They're the leader on the 24/7 Sports Crystal Ball. I think that's where he will end up. I think it's just a matter of, in my opinion, he's thinking it over with his family. Have I seen everything I wanted to see? Have I dotted all my I's? Have I crossed all my T's? Is this absolute the best fit for me? So he may announce on the 18th that he needs more time. So we'll see what he does this weekend. But if he does announce, I expect him to pick Ed Orgeron and the LSU Tigers.
Steve, you had a piece recently about the top uncommitted prospects currently in the top 247, and there may have been some themes that developed there. What was your kind of big overarching takeaway from where things stand currently?
Well, as I dug in on this, George is a name that I heard a ton. In the top 10, my 24/7 Sports Crystal Ball is on the Bulldogs for two of them, in number one safety James Williams and five-star offensive tackle Amarius Mims. The Bulldogs are also swinging for five-star defensive tackle Leonard Taylor. I think they're in the top two with Florida, and linebacker Xavier Sori as they go head-to-head with all the SEC heavyweights there. Mason Smith is another coveted defensive lineman. He's trending LSU on the crystal ball. I think Georgia is their biggest challenger there. I love Georgia for Dallas Turner, who is just a big riser in our top 247 player rankings, and it could be a big year at tight end for the Bulldogs. They got Darnell Washington last cycle. Could get two of the biggest names in the country this year, and Brock Bowers and Maliki Mataveo out of Las Vegas. I like Georgia for five-star cornerback Tony Grimes. I like them for in-state linebackers Barrett Carter and Smale London. The second running back in this class could be Donovan Edwards or LJ Johnson. The list goes on, Josh. Georgia moved up to number 8 in the 24/7 Sports rankings this past week after scoring running back Lavasi Carroll and offensive lineman Micah Morris. The way this class is trending, it's going to be the 5th straight top 3 haul for Kirby Smart and his staff, a stretch where we've seen them finish number 1 twice. I'm not sure they can reel in Ohio State for number 1 this cycle, but I'm starting to lean towards UGA being the program that would have the best opportunity to unseat Ryan Day and company.
Steve, shockingly to some, a program currently sitting in the top 5, they've been there for a while, that a lot of these big programs are aiming to reel in, is North Carolina. Mac Brown and his staff there have done a phenomenal job. They sit, as I said, squarely in our top 5, and they've got a lot of in-state prospects committed. But, I mean, as you can see and as you're about to talk about, Steve, they're not done yet, are they?
Look, it's a big year in North Carolina, and that's why they're so high. You said squarely in our top 5. They're right there at number 3, and by the end of the week, they could be number 2, barring maybe a Will Shipley commitment to Clemson or something, if Clemson's got something on tap. Otherwise, the way it plays out, North Carolina trending for top 247 linebacker Ra Dilworth and offensive lineman Jared Wilson, who's a former Georgia commit. They land those two guys, and I think we'll see North Carolina in that number 2 spot in our team rankings. And how about that, man? People were skeptical when Mac Brown was hired, but one exciting season and what will soon be 2 straight terrific recruiting classes has erased all doubt. And I just love the way they're trending on the field. Look, this quarterback room went from one of the ugliest in college football to now trending to be one of the healthiest. You have 24/7 Sports true freshman All-American Sam Howell for at least 2 more years. They landed 4-star Jacoby Criswell out of Arkansas last year, and the headliner of this awesome class this year is 5-star caliber quarterback Drake May, who they flipped from Alabama. Receiver Josh Downs is going to be a star, but where I may be most excited is the way that Brown defensive coordinator Jay Bateman and the staff have recruited on defense. They signed one of the top 3 defensive line hauls in America in 2020, headlined by Des Evans and Kedrick Bingley-Jones, who I've already heard has impressed a ton as an early enrollee. Safety Jacorius Conley is All-American potential. And this 2021 class is loaded too. They have one of the most coveted pass rushers in the country in Keyshawn Silver in the boat. One of my favorite linebackers nationally is Power Echols. Gabe Stevens is a prospect drawing Isaiah Simmons comparisons, and DeAndre Boykins and Dontavius Nash are 2 4-star safeties. Now you potentially add Rara Dilworth, who had 198 tackles last year. You heard that right, Josh, 198 tackles, damn near 200 stops, and USC, and with that, North Carolina is building a fast, physical, tone-setting, and more importantly, a defense that has depth. Last fall, Bateman was playing a lot of the same guys most of the ball game. Now they can rotate guys and maybe even create some specialized packages for players based around a special skill set or two they have. So this North Carolina defense is on the cusp maybe of being one of college football's stoutest.
What a changing of the guard, so to speak, and a change in culture there in Chapel Hill. Steve Wiltfong, Director of Recruiting, always bringing it. We'll see him early and often, even during the deadest of periods, seemingly, in recruiting. Always a lot going on. Steve, always a pleasure to catch up with you, brother.
Take care, Josh. Thanks, y'all.